and just was asking, hey, if they could help us out a little bit here. So our title is Empowering Scientific Discovery, and go ahead, next one for me, thanks. Basically with our project, we were asking 300 biology students to create their passion project through going through the scientific inquiry process, engaging themselves, maybe some of their family members, community members, and asking a question, doing research, figuring out a hypothesis. They're running through their experiment, they're conducting an experiment, and then going ahead and analyzing their results. We asked them to do all this and then present at the GHS Science Fair. And so this is our first time that we've had a GHS Science Fair. We held it at the school February 13th, and then after that we had a community night, and so friends and family could come view all the projects, 300 projects that were set up in Glacier High School throughout the different pods. And so we had quite a showing that night with families and friends that wanted to come to this community night. So the reason behind all of this is that we wanted to create more of a transformational learning experience for our students. We wanted them to be in charge of their own education. We wanted them to come up with a passion project, something they're very interested in, and then be able to display that and show people around them. So, of course, we're going to need many resources for this. So 300 biology students all doing their own science experiments was going to be a challenge for us. We needed storage, we needed many, many resources. And so we had to put together many purchase orders, and we needed help with that. And so thank you to all of you that have helped with helping us go ahead and gather all of those resources. We used Carolina Biological Supply, Flynn Scientific, Word Science, and a lot of Amazon to do this. Okay, Holly?
All right, so all said and done, we had a lot of equipment that all arrived, that's about November, December, for our first round of the money that came through. And within a day, I had students taking trail cams out and they were using them. All of the equipment we see here and a lot more, we had students using immediately. And so just to give you an idea of some of the equipment that we now have, is we have instruments that basically can set up a whole little biosystem, and the students can measure different things that are changing in the biosystem. We have a lot of equipment that we can take out into the field now that we didn't have prior. And it was just so exciting to see the kids put together kind of their wish list and to be able to come back and say, yeah, actually we can get that for you. And it just was really empowering to see them just run with the equipment and go forward. So part of our goal was to allow them to have some creativity in this scientific method process. In the past, we would assign them a project where they kind of all got the same topic, and every year kind of varied from year to year. But this year, what we really wanted them to jump into was to actually design their own experiments, start from scratch. This was a rough go, meaning not all of them had a lot of experience on where to even start. And so the amount of growth that we saw over the course of the project was incredible. I mean, it started with a lot of kind of just unsure minds, just not quite sure where to start. And by the end of the project, it was just so amazing to see them dive into their project and actually be so proud of the work that they did. You can go ahead. So, all said and done, we had to set up a science fair for 300 students, having never set up a science fair at Glacier High School at all. And so we had to figure out the logistics. We used 4 pods. We commandeered 4 different areas of the building. Simultaneously, all the classes were going. And so we had all of the boards set up in the outer areas of our classrooms, inside our classrooms, as well as in every pod. The students would come into their class period, and then they would have about 10 minutes to kind of get their nerves settled. And then what's really amazing about this science fair project is we had 11 different upper level classmen come in and judge them. And so it created this just amazing peer evaluation process where a lot of the upperclassmen, the AP students, and the students that were had already taken biology, one of the common comments we had that day was, oh, I wish I had done this. And it was just really neat to see them give feedback to their peers. And for the students that were presenting, I can't tell you just the energy that was in the room before the judges came in. They were just nervous, really, some of them a little bit scared, but it was really kind of amazing to see them work through their nerves to present. We had 9 community judges that also came in to help judge, and we honestly wouldn't have been possible to do this without the upperclassmen students and those community judges that came through.
So we do this because of the potential impact, right? That's why we do this when we take on this project. I still remember looking out in this room with 85 boards and their students standing in front of the morning of the science fair, standing in front of their board, and I hear one kid say, "This is the first science fair project I've ever done." And the other kid said, "This is the first science fair project I've ever done, and I've been to 3 science fairs." This kid's like, "This is all me. My parents didn't touch this." The amount of pride. You know, that's one of the greatest outcomes that I think we can see in our students. We looked out with great admiration at the immense effort that our students poured into learning content that we didn't teach, biology content. And these students felt empowered by that. There was great ownership over that. And I think when we endeavor to help inspire lifelong learning, I don't know if I can pinpoint another project or assignment we do in our biology curriculum that helps students get a better grasp of independent learning and tackling content, or struggling and getting help. And so this has been a great experiment for us in trying this out. I want to give you, go ahead, if you would, Dorothy, the next slide, just some people, some faces to put to this. This is Asher, one of my students. He was beaming with pride, standing in front of his board at the county science fair. Glacier's only had 3 students go to the county science fair in a given year in the past. We had 15. We just blew it out of the water, all these Glacier students. And the previous slide, you saw some that won prizes, right? Well, this young man on the right side, that's Robert. And if you were to line up all the students who might go to the science fair, Robert would not have been among those who picked to go to the Flathead County Science Fair. Robert showed up to school 2 days before the Flathead County Science Fair, saying, "Mr. Young, when does the bus come?" "Robert, that's in 2 days, my friend." 2 days. So he walked away, and he's walking like this, and I said, "Robert, are you feeling okay? What's up with your legs?" He said, "My brother's gonna kill me if I crease these new shoes that I'm wearing to match my outfit." This was Robert. He was red, sporting the shoes of his brother to match his lumberjack outfit as he was doing a project looking at the effects of elevation on ponderosa pine growth using equipment that these funds helped us to secure. And so there was Robert. He ended up presenting with each new judge that came. He gained confidence. And then he didn't end up winning the prize. He won a participation ribbon. But when his mom and older brother came, and he was telling me all morning, "My mom's coming, Mr. Young, my mom's coming." His mom and brother came. He said, "Mr. Young, can you take a picture of me?" And there he was, standing in front of his board that he made with his project that he put all this time into, just with such immense pride that he had done that work. And that was his participation ribbon that he won. And so as students like Robert and Asher and every other one that didn't go to the Flathead County Science Fair, that was just at Glacier, that we're just so thankful that they had the opportunity to dig in and delve in to a project that helped them, I think, become better lifelong learners. And we're anticipating, as these are all freshmen and sophomores, right, that as they move beyond this, that the skills that they've gained and the confidence that they've learned and that they've also gained will help them transition into their junior and senior year to tackle those curiosities and to pursue knowledge and understanding. So thank you for all you poured into us as a department and as a team. We're grateful. Thank you, Dorothy.